What's up, guys? Hope you're having an awesome day. So today I'm going to be working on the Tacoma again. I got a few front end parts that I want to get put on it. A couple weekends ago I was up wheeling and I actually blew out the lower control arm bushings, so I need to replace those, and I figured I'd get some other front end stuff to replace that. Since it does have 230,000, it could use some updates in the front and a little bit better parts. So what I got was a couple SPC front control arms. I got all the bushings in here and the ball joints. I've heard good stuff from these guys, especially the adjustability in them. In case you've lifted it, you can realign it to where it needs to be. And then for the shocks, I got some Fox coilovers for the front and then some Fox shocks in the back. These are really nice. I'm excited to try them out and see how they ride and perform. I have high hopes for them, but we shall see. And then I got some inner and outer tie rods, Pro Forged and AC Delco. They should work good. I've heard good stuff about these as well. We'll see how they hold up. I haven't had any issues with the stock ones yet, so I mean, either way they work good. And then I got these lower control arm bushings. These are not OEM, these are an aftermarket style. I'm interested to try these out and see how they work. They do have good reviews. Hopefully they are not too squeaky. I don't want to have anything that's really squeaky and annoying. So that is what I got for the front end stuff. Should be a good setup. I'm definitely excited to see if it rides a little bit nicer with the coilovers and the upper control arms. I know a lot of people have talked about them riding quite a bit better when you do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get this up in the air and then tear the front end apart and show you guys some of the stuff related to that. Also, side note, I will have the links to all these parts down in the description. So if you want to go and check those out and maybe get some of the stuff for yourself, you can check that out down in the description. Alright guys, so I've been working on this for a little bit now. I got the front all torn apart. There's quite a bit you have to do to it, but it's not too terrible. Getting these lower control arm bolts out can be a little bit challenging. You need to loosen the power steering rack, so those will come out a little bit easier. I just got the CVs wire tied up here, just hanging them at the moment. This top control arm bolt can be kind of a booger to get out. There's a couple sensors up there you need to take off and then it'll slide right out. I got the calipers just hung right here for now. Those work good, hanging those with some cable. The other side is the same. So now that I have it all torn apart, I can start putting it back together. I think I'm going to run back over to my house and pull these tie rods apart and set those all up. I don't have a vise over here, and it'd be nice to have a vise getting those all broke loose, but everything is apart and I'm excited, ready to start putting the rest of it on and seeing how it looks. So I totally forgot to film it, but I went over to my house and got the lower bushings, or the lower control arm bushings, all pressed out and the new ones in, as well as the ball joints on the knuckles pressed out and the new pieces for the uppers put in. One thing to note on these lower ball joints, they're kind of a crappy location. You need to press them out this way. So if you're going to use a press, you need to figure out a way to get them through here. Usually with these, I'll just take a punch and go around here and work it out, and then it'll eventually come out. And then you just press these back in. These are the new ones. So now that I got those all done, I can start putting those on. I did, before I leave, I got the upper control arms put in, as well as the shocks. So those are ready to go. Once I get the lower control arms on, I can start bolting all this up, the sway bar and steering stuff. Alright guys, so I got most of it put back together. Got the upper control arms, lowers, the spindles, as well as the calipers, shocks, everything like that is in on both sides. I got my steering set here. I don't have that fully done up because I forgot the pieces at my house. I want to take the measurements off those so I can get those relatively close. The other side is just as far. That's where I'm going to stop for tonight. I'm going to pick this back up in the morning when I come back over with those tie rods, and then I can measure those and put these somewhat close before I go and get it aligned. So we'll see you guys in the morning. Alright guys, so I totally forgot my camera back at my house, but I ended up coming over here today and got the rest of this finished up. I got the tie rods all set in there. I have those just set somewhat close to what the original ones that were in this are. That way it's relatively close before I go get it aligned, but I need to go get it aligned now that everything's all buttoned up. I got both sides done. I'm getting ready to put the wheels and tires on, and then it'll officially be finished and ready to go get aligned. Okay, so now that I got the front all done, as far as the coilovers and all the front suspension stuff done, now I can start on the back. The front was pretty straightforward, other than the coilovers did not come with a spanner wrench to adjust them. That definitely sucks because they were supposed to, from what they said in the description. So I had to use just some channel locks and to adjust those. They got kind of chewed up, but it is what it is. That's what I had to do to get it done. I need to get this aligned so I can make an upcoming trip. So that's what I had to do there. Now I'm ready to pull the back shocks off and get those all replaced. So I didn't get to do an outro the other day after I finished this. I wanted to wait until I got it aligned and see how it drove, but I ended up having to raise it a little bit more in the front. It was a little bit low, so I wanted to get it up a little bit higher. So I got that all raised up and took it down and got it aligned. I've drove it a little bit for a couple days now, and it seems to drive pretty good. We're getting ready to go do an off-road trip, so that'll be a good test to see how the shocks and all that work and see how the upper arms and everything's working together. So I will definitely let you guys know after a couple months how I like it. I hope it does really well. It seems to ride a little bit better in town, so that's nice. But that's probably going to be it for this video, so make sure to check out the other ones, especially if you like the Tacoma. I got a lot of videos on that, so we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.